My child, listen to me very closely right now. Do not let your fingers scroll past this moment. Do not let the distractions of this world pull your eyes away from these words. You have been running, you have been hiding, and you have been burying a specific pain deep within your chest, a heavy throbbing ache that keeps you awake when the rest of the world is sleeping. I am speaking to that ache right now. I am speaking to the regret that whispers to you in the silence. I know the burden you carry. It is the burden of I knew it. It is the haunting memory of a moment in your past, perhaps a few months ago, perhaps years ago, when you stood at a crossroads. You felt a check in your spirit. You felt a knot in your stomach. You saw the red flag waving clearly in that relationship, in that business deal, in that investment, or in that friendship. You saw the sign. It was small, but it was sharp. It was my voice whispering, "Stop. Wait. Do not go further." But you ignored it. You rationalized it away. You told yourself you were being paranoid. You told yourself that things would get better, that you could change them, that you could fix the situation with enough love or enough hard work. And now, you are standing in the wreckage of that decision, looking back and saying, "I knew it. I should have listened." You are drowning in the what-ifs. You are beating yourself up, replaying the tape over and over again, wishing you could go back to that single moment of decision. Stop punishing yourself. I did not bring you here to condemn you. I brought you here to liberate you from the chain of regret. You think you stumbled upon this message by accident. You think this is just a random algorithm throwing content your way. No. I am the Lord of all creation, and I govern the winds, the waves, and the very digital pathways that brought you here. I have arrested your attention because you cannot afford to miss another sign. The cost of your deafness has been high, but the price of your redemption has already been paid. Before I reveal the blessing coming to you, declare your presence. Do not hide in the shadows of your shame any longer. Step into my light. Type "I am here" or 777 to open the gates of heaven and acknowledge that you are ready to listen. My child, this part may feel like a long checkup. It may feel uncomfortable as I press on the bruised areas of your heart. But just like when you go to a doctor, you first have to realize that you are sick before you can receive the right medicine. A doctor cannot heal a wound that you refuse to uncover. You have been bandaging this regret with busyness, with noise, and with distractions, but the infection is still there. Today we are going to clean it out. You have feared that you missed your destiny. You have feared that because you ignored my warning back then, you have disqualified yourself from my blessing now. That is a lie from the enemy. You are not behind. You are being built. But to build the new, we must dismantle the old foundation of fear and ignorance. I am about to show you 5 signs that will save your future, signs that will ensure you never walk into a trap again. So listen carefully, my child, because I will not overwhelm you all at once. The first sign is this: when a door closes and it feels like rejection, do not call it failure. Call it protection. What you mourn as loss is often me shielding you from what your eyes cannot see. The second sign is this: when your plans are interrupted by delays, detours, and sudden roadblocks, do not panic and do not rage. I am not punishing you. I am redirecting you. The interruption is my correction before destruction. But there are 3 more signs, deeper, rarer, and more dangerous to ignore. Most will never hear them because they will leave too early. Yet these 3 are the ones that separate the ordinary from the appointed. One will come wrapped in something you would normally despise. One will appear in a season when it looks like nothing is moving at all. And one will rise inside you as a holy restlessness that proves you have outgrown where you are. If you remain with me to the end, I will place these 3 signs in your hands like keys, and you will know exactly what to do when they appear. But first, we must seal this covenant. You must posture your heart to receive. Before I unveil the remaining signs, the ones most people never stay long enough to hear, I need you to make a decision with me right now. If you are truly here, not just listening but yielding, let this be your quiet agreement. Stay with me. Do not rush away when your mind gets tired, because the last keys are not given to the impatient. And if you want to mark this moment, you may like this video as a small sign of surrender and subscribe if you desire to keep hearing my voice in your waiting seasons. Now, breathe. Let me begin by healing the fear that says you are too late. My child, every minute you spend watching this is a seed you are sowing into your time with me. Do not let the enemy snatch this seed away before it has the chance to take root. The world tells you that you are wasting time if you are not running, if you are not working, if you are not worrying. But I tell you, this moment of stillness is the most productive thing you will do all day. Stay until the end. Do not click away. The breakthrough you are praying for is often hidden in the very last second of your obedience. You feel the pressure of the clock ticking, do you not? It beats in your chest like a frantic drum. You feel as though life is slipping through your fingers like sand. You look at others and think they are miles ahead, while you are stuck in the mud, spinning your wheels. This anxiety about time is a thief. It steals your peace, it steals your joy, and most importantly, it steals your ability to hear my whisper. When you are rushing, you are deaf to the Spirit. When you are frantic, you are blind to the signs. I want you to do something for me right now. I want you to stop. Physically stop. If you are pacing, sit down. If your mind is racing through a checklist of tomorrow's troubles, imagine a hand sweeping that list off the table. Clear the space. I need you to enter a place of rest, for it is only in the stillness that I can perform the surgery your heart needs. You have been running on adrenaline and fear for too long. Your soul is weary, not just tired, but deeply exhausted from carrying the weight of the world. Take a deep breath. Do it now. Inhale deeply, filling your lungs with the air that I have provided for you. Hold it for a moment. And now, exhale slowly. As you exhale, imagine the stress leaving your body like a dark smoke. Let go of the tension in your shoulders. Unclench your jaw, relax your hands. I am right here. I am not a distant God, watching from a galaxy far away. I am closer than the very breath you just took. I am in the room with you. This heaviness you feel, it is not just stress. It is the weight of trying to be your own God. You have been trying to control outcomes that are beyond your reach. You have been trying to force doors open that I have shut. You have been trying to manipulate time to speed up the harvest when the seeds are still germinating in the dark. Let it go. Surrender the timeline to me. I am the Alpha and the Omega. I exist outside of time. I can do in 1 second what would take you 1,000 years to accomplish on your own. Trust that by giving me these few minutes, I will multiply your hours. I will give you clarity that saves you weeks of confusion. I will give you wisdom that prevents years of mistakes. This is not wasted time. This is invested time. You are currently in the waiting room of heaven. The doctor is present. The cure is ready. But you must remain still on the operating table. If you get up and run now, you leave with the sickness still inside you. Stay. Breathe. Believe. The healing has already begun. My beloved, I need to touch a wound that you have covered up very well. To the outside world, you look strong. You walk with your head held high. You smile when you are supposed to smile. And you say, I am fine when people ask. But I see what happens when the door is locked and the lights go out. I see the phantom pain that throbs and in the empty spaces of your heart. I am speaking about the relationship that ended, the friendship that dissolved, the connection that was severed without a proper goodbye. I saw you the other night when the clock struck 3:00 a.m. and sleep refused to come. I saw you staring at the ceiling, wondering where it all went wrong. I saw the silent tears that soaked your pillow, tears you didn't let anyone else see. You felt a physical ache in your chest, a heaviness that pressed down on your lungs, making it hard to breathe. You asked me why, Lord. Why did they leave? Why did you allow this hurt? You felt abandoned, not just by them, but by me. I know about the phone. I see you checking it, even when there is no notification sound. I see the anxiety that spikes when you see their name, or worse, the crushing disappointment when you don't. You find yourself looking for closure that never came. You are haunted by the silence. They simply stopped. They walked away, or they drifted apart, leaving you with 1,000 unanswered questions. You replay the last conversations, dissecting every word, searching for the mistake you made. You torment yourself with the thought, if only I had said this, or if only I had been more of that. Stop it. Stop tearing yourself apart for a crime you did not commit. This pain you feel is real, but the narrative you are telling yourself is false. You are feeling the phantom limb of a person who was cut out of your life. It hurts because you loved deeply. It hurts because you gave pieces of your soul to someone who did not know how to hold them. But hear me clearly, their silence is not a reflection of your worth. Their absence is not a statement about your value. You feel rejected, but I need you to see this through my eyes. You are crying over a loss, but I am looking at a rescue. You are begging for them to come back, but I am blocking the way, because I know what they would bring back with them. You see the happy memories. I see the destruction that was coming down the road if they had stayed. You see a broken heart. I see a heart being prepared for a love that is pure, safe, and ordained by heaven. Do not let this phantom pain convince you that you are unlovable. Do not let the coldness of another human being freeze your heart towards me. I am the one who stayed. When they left, I moved closer. When they went silent, I began to whisper. I am here to heal the trust that was broken. I am here to tell you that you are not too much and you are not enough. You are my masterpiece, and I am clearing the stage for people who will recognize your value, not those who treat you like an option. My child, I also see the weariness in your hands. I am speaking now to your livelihood, your career, your finances, and the dreams of provision that seem to be slipping away. I know you are tired. It is not just a physical tiredness from a long day of work. It is a deep, soul-crushing fatigue that comes from banging your fists against a door that simply will not open. You have applied, you have invested, you have tried, and you have hustled. You have done everything the experts told you to do. Yet you find yourself standing in the same place while the mountain of bills grows higher and the resources seem to shrink. I saw the disappointment on your face when that opportunity fell through. You thought, this is it. This is the one that changes everything. You calculated the numbers in your head. You imagined the relief of finally being debt-free. And then silence. The email came with a rejection, or perhaps no email came at all. The deal collapsed at the last minute. The promotion went to someone else who didn't work half as hard as you. You went home, sat on the edge of your bed, and you felt like a failure. You looked at the ceiling and whispered, God, are you blocking me? Or do I just have bad luck? Hear me now. For there is no such thing as bad luck in my kingdom. There is only purpose, and there is protection. The reason you are so exhausted is that you have been trying to force open a door that I have held shut with my own hand. You are pushing against the weight of my will. You think the resistance is the devil trying to stop you, so you pray harder, you war in the spirit, you rebuke the enemy. But my child, you cannot rebuke me. I am the one standing in the doorway. I am the one blocking that path. You call it a failure. I call it a mercy. If I had let that deal go through, it would have bankrupted you in ways money cannot fix. If I had let you get that position, the stress would have destroyed your health and stolen your family. You are frustrated because your plan isn't working, but you do not see the cliff that was waiting for you just past that open door. I love you too much to let you succeed in the wrong place. I love you too much to let you build a house on the sand, only to watch it collapse when the storm comes. The fatigue you feel is a sign. It is a divine signal telling you to stop pushing. My yoke is easy and my burden is light. When you are in my will, there is work, yes, but there is also grace. There is a flow. What you are experiencing right now is not flow. It is friction. You are grinding your gears. Stop. Take your hands off the handle. Stop trying to manipulate the outcome. The reason nothing is happening is that I am preparing to move you to a completely different door, one that will open without you having to kick it down. One that opens with a key I have already placed in your pocket, if only you would stop banging on the wrong wall long enough to find it. My beloved child, before I show you the specific signs that I have placed in your path, I must hand you the key to unlock them. You have been asking for answers, but what you really need is discernment. You have been looking for a map, but I want to give you a compass. A map is useful only if you know where you are standing, but a compass works even when you are completely lost in the dark. Without this compass, you will look at a blessing and call it a curse. Or worse, you will look at a trap and call it an opportunity. You see, the world is full of noise. There are voices screaming for your attention, the voice of your fear, the voice of your ego, the voice of societal pressure, and the deceitful whispers of the enemy. Amidst this cacophony, my voice is often a still small whisper. Discernment is the spiritual technology I have installed in you to filter out the noise and tune into my frequency. It is the ability to see the spirit behind the situation, not just the surface appearance. You have made mistakes in the past, not because you were bad, but because you were blind. You judged by the eyes of the flesh. You saw a person who said the right words, who looked the part, who made you feel good in the moment, and you thought, this is it. But you did not have the discernment to see the chaos they were carrying in their spirit. You saw a business opportunity that promised quick riches, but you did not sense the hook hidden inside the bait. Today, I am upgrading your spiritual vision. I am moving you from merely seeing to perceiving. My word says in Hebrews 5:14 that solid food is for the mature, who by constant use have trained themselves to distinguish good from evil. Listen to that carefully, by constant use. Discernment is not a magic trick, it is a muscle. You have to train it. Every time you pause before you speak, you are training it. Every time you feel a check in your spirit, a hesitation, a heaviness, and you actually stop to ask, "Me, Lord, what is this?" you are strengthening that muscle. The greatest enemy of discernment is haste. The enemy will always try to rush you. He will scream, "You must decide now, or the offer expires tonight. If you don't text them back, they will leave." That is the voice of manipulation. My voice is never frantic. I lead, I do not drive. I guide, I do not push. When you feel that frantic urgency to act out of fear, that is your first sign to stop. Discernment grows when you slow down. From this day forward, I want you to carry this divine compass with you everywhere. Before you sign the paper, check the compass. Before you let that person back into your heart, check the compass. Ask yourself, do I feel my peace which passes all understanding, or do I feel the adrenaline of anxiety? Peace is my signature. Confusion is the enemy's chaotic scribble. If you do not have peace, do not proceed. It is better to stand still in obedience than to run forward into a trap. Now that you have the compass, let me show you the signs you have been missing. My child, the first sign I'm revealing to you is often the hardest to accept, because to your flesh, it feels like a deep wound. It is the sign of rejection. You have spent nights crying over people who walked away, over opportunities that were snatched from your hands, and over invitations that never came. You have looked at these closed doors and called them failure. You have looked at the silence of others and called it abandonment. But I am here to flip the script of your understanding. What you call rejection, I call divine protection. I need you to understand the spiritual physics of what happened. When that person suddenly stopped loving you, when they ghosted you without explanation, when the relationship turned cold overnight, it was not an accident. And often, it was not even their decision. It was me. I touched their heart and turned it away from you. I made them uncomfortable in your presence. I caused the friction. Why? Because I saw what you could not see. I saw the conversation they had behind your back. I saw the darkness growing in their spirit that was about to consume your light. You saw their smile. I saw their motive. You saw a future with them. I saw a trap. My word promises in Psalm 91 that I will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. Do you know what a snare is? It is a trap hidden in the grass. It looks like safe ground. It looks like a path of flowers. But underneath there is a steel jaw waiting to snap your leg. That relationship you are grieving, it was a snare. That business deal that fell through at the last minute, it was a pit. If I had answered your prayer and let you keep that person, they would have dragged you down to a level of darkness that you might never have recovered from. They were an anchor, not a sail. I had to cut the rope. You felt the snap and you fell back hurting. You blamed the waves, but it was the captain saving the ship. I removed them to preserve your destiny. Do not weep for the loss of a poison cup just because it was served in a golden chalice. Consider the job you didn't get. You thought it was the perfect role. You thought it was the answer to your financial prayers. When the rejection letter came, you felt unworthy. But I was in that office before you were. I saw the stress that would have broken your body. I saw the toxic culture that would have crushed your spirit. I saw the legal troubles that company is about to face. I shut that door not to keep you poor, but to keep you safe. I shut it because I have prepared a table for you elsewhere, a table where you will be fed, not eaten. The danger you face now is that you are trying to pick the lock of a door I have sealed. When you chase after people I have removed, when you beg for their attention, when you try to force that business deal back to life, you are stepping out from under my umbrella of protection. You are choosing the snare. You are telling me, Lord, I prefer the trap because the bait looks good. Stop it. Let them go. Let it die. If it left your life, it did not belong in your future. You must change your vocabulary. Stop saying they rejected me. Start saying God protected me. Every time a text goes unanswered, say, "Thank you, Lord, for the protection." Every time a plan falls apart, say, "Thank you, Lord, for saving me from the unseen danger." Embrace the rejection as the shield it truly is. I love you too much to let you walk into destruction with your eyes closed. Wipe your tears. The space they left is not empty. It is cleared ground for what is truly ordained for you. The no was necessary for the greater yes. My chosen one, the second sign, is one that often causes you the most anger in the moment, yet it yields the greatest fruit in eternity. It is the sign of interruption. I am speaking about the delays, the detours, and the sudden roadblocks that seem to appear out of nowhere to ruin your perfectly laid plans. You wake up with a schedule in your mind, a timeline for your life, a deadline for your goals. You say, by this age, I will be married, or by this month, I will have the money. And then life happens. The car breaks down. The meeting is canceled. The funding is delayed. The application gets lost in the mail. My child, sometimes to reach your destiny, you have to go backward so I can take you further forward. I do not always lead in a straight line in ways that make sense to your mind. There will be closed doors, disappointments, people who walk away, and things you didn't see coming. In these times that don't make sense, when illness hits your body, when you lose the contract you depended on, when betrayal wounds you, you must remind yourself that I am still in control. Don't panic. I know how to take what was meant for harm and turn it to your advantage. I may not deliver you from it the way you expect, but I will prosper you in it, strengthen you through it, and guide you out of it at the appointed time. You react with frustration. You clench your fists and ask, why can't anything just go smoothly for once? You feel like you are fighting a current that is constantly pushing you back. But listen to me. I am the current. I am the one disrupting your timeline. My word says in Proverbs 16:9, in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. You are the planner, but I am the establisher. When I interrupt you, it is not to annoy you. It is to realign you. You are trying to walk down a path that leads to a cliff, and I am putting up a roadblock to force you to turn onto the highway I have built. Think about the times you were delayed. You were running late, and you were stressed. But you did not see the accident that happened at the intersection 5 minutes earlier, an accident you would have been involved in if you had been on time. You see the canceled flight as a disaster. I see it as a divine setup to keep you from a destination that was not ready for you. There are connections I need you to make that can only happen on the detour. There are people I need you to meet who are waiting on the alternative route. You must stop fighting the interruption. When you try to force your way through a closed door, you are acting like a rebellious child who thinks they know better than their father. You are banging your head against a wall, trying to break it down, while I am standing 10 feet away, holding open a gate that leads to a palace. The delay is not a denial. The delay is simply my way of saying, not that way, my child. This way. I am not slowing you down to punish you. I am slowing you down so you don't miss the turnoff to your destiny. If you believe I am redirecting you to something greater, confirm it now. Do not let your frustration have the last word. Like this video to seal your trust in my timing, and subscribe to join the remnant who follows my signs, not their own stubbornness. By doing this, you are saying, Lord, interrupt me whenever you want. I trust your GPS more than my own map. From this moment on, when things go wrong, when the schedule breaks, do not panic. Do not let your blood pressure rise. Instead, pause and ask, Lord, where are you moving me? Embrace the shift. Flow with the interruption. You will find that the wrong turn was actually the only way to get to the miracle I promised you. The interruption is an invitation to a better story. My beloved, the third sign I am revealing is the one most often overlooked because it does not look like a blessing. It looks like a burden. It looks like boredom. It looks like a task that is far beneath your potential. I am speaking of the sign in disguise. You are praying for a breakthrough, you are asking for a platform, you are asking to be used mightily. But when I send you the answer, it comes wrapped in the form of a thankless job, a difficult boss, or a season of obscurity where no one applauds you. You look at your current situation and say, Lord, get me out of here. This is a waste of my time. But I tell you, this is not a waste. This is a workshop. You are in the middle of the test of stewardship. You are looking at the external appearance of your life, the small apartment, the old car, the repetitive work, and you feel shame. You think that because the assignment is small, you are small. That is a lie. I do not give big assignments to small people. The very fact that I have trusted you with the mundane proves that I am preparing you for the magnificent. but you cannot graduate to the next level until you pass the exam of this level. The enemy wants you to resent your current season. He wants you to be bitter about the job you have to show up late, to do the bare minimum, to complain about the customers, and to gossip about the management. He knows that if you embrace a spirit of mediocrity now, it will disqualify you from the greatness that is coming. Listen to me. How you do anything is how you do everything. If you are unfaithful with the little, you will be dangerous with the much. If you cannot manage the $100 in your hand with wisdom, why would I give you the $1,000,000 that would crush you? I am watching you when you think no one is watching. I see how you treat the server at the restaurant. I see how you clean the floor when no one is around to check. I see the attitude of your heart when you are asked to serve someone who has less talent than you. This is the training ground. David was not made a king in the palace. He was made a king in the sheep pasture, fighting lions and bears when no one was watching. Joseph was not prepared for the throne in a school of government. He was prepared in a prison cell serving other prisoners. My word asks in Zechariah 4:10, "Who dares despise the day of small things? Do not despise this season. Do not look down on the small beginnings. The seed is small, but the oak tree is inside it. This job you hate, it is teaching you patience. This lack of resources, it is teaching you creativity. This loneliness, it is teaching you to rely solely on my voice. The very things you are complaining about are the raw materials I am using to build your character. You are not buried, you are planted. So here is your instruction. Stop waiting for the big break to start acting like a king or a queen. Bring excellence into the mundane right now. Shine your light in that dark office. Bless the people who curse you. Do your work as if you are doing it for me, not for a paycheck. When your character matches the weight of the blessing I have stored up for you, the shift will happen instantly. But until then, steward the small thing with great love. The disguise is about to fall off, and you will see that this burden was actually the bridge to your destiny. My child, the fourth sign requires you to look not at the map, but at the calendar of heaven. It is the sign of the season. Much of your suffering comes not from the devil and not from your own sin, but simply from a misunderstanding of what time it is. You are looking at the calendar of the world, which shouts, "Faster, faster, faster," but my kingdom moves in seasons. My word says in Ecclesiastes 3:1, "To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven." You are trying to reap a harvest in a season where I am calling you to plant. You are trying to pick fruit in the dead of winter, and because you see no fruit, you think the tree is dead. The tree is not dead, it is dormant. There is a massive difference. You look at your life right now, the stillness, the lack of visible movement, the quietness, and you call it stagnation. You panic because you think you are falling behind. But hear me, you are currently in a spiritual winter. In the natural world, winter looks like death. The branches are bare, the ground is hard, and the air is cold. But do you know what is happening underground? The roots are digging deeper. They are searching for water sources they could not reach before. They are anchoring the tree so that when the storms of spring come, it will not be uprooted. You are frustrated because you want the flowers of spring and the fruit of summer, but you do not want the root work of winter. You want the public platform without the private crushing. It does not work that way. If I gave you the harvest now, the weight of the fruit would snap your branches because your roots are not deep enough yet. I am using this quiet season to deepen you. I am expanding your capacity to handle what is coming. The silence isn't an absence, it is an incubation. This is where the poison of comparison enters your heart. You scroll through your phone and see others living in their summer. You see their promotions, their engagements, their new homes, their seemingly perfect lives. You look at their harvest, and then look down at your muddy hands full of seeds, and you feel ashamed. You ask, Lord, why them and not me? Am I not faithful? Do you love them more? Silence that voice of accusation. You are comparing your chapter 3 to their chapter 20. You are comparing your planting season to their harvest season. You do not see the winters they endured to get there. You do not see the tears they sowed in secret. Focus on your own field. If you spend all your time looking at your neighbor's garden, weeds will grow in your own. Envy rots the bones, but patience produces hope. Your season is yours alone. It is tailored to your destiny. The time it takes to grow a mushroom is very different from the time it takes to grow an oak tree. If you want a temporary blessing, I can give it to you quickly. But if you want a legacy that stands for generations, an oak tree destiny, you must endure the longer process. Do not rush the seasons. Stop cursing the winter. Stop trying to fast forward the calendar. Embrace the cold. Embrace the quiet. Use this time to read, to pray, to heal, and to prepare. When the season shifts, and it will shift, for no winter lasts forever, it will happen suddenly. You will go to sleep in the frost and wake up in the thaw. But you must be ready. If you spend your winter complaining, you will enter your spring unprepared. Trust the timing of the gardener. I make everything beautiful in its time. My child, the fifth and final sign I'm giving you today is the most critical for your activation. It is the sign of forward momentum. This sign is different from the others. The other signs were about stopping waiting or enduring. This sign is about moving. You have been waiting for the waters to part before you step in, but I am waiting for you to step in so the waters can part. You have been saying, Lord, when you move, I will move. But I am saying, it doesn't start with me, my child. It starts with you. When you move, I move. This sign often appears as a restlessness in your spirit, a holy dissatisfaction with where you are. You look at your surroundings and suddenly they feel too small. The conversations that used to entertain you now bore you. The habits that used to comfort you now irritate you. You feel like a bird in a cage that has suddenly realized it has wings. This is not ingratitude. This is the momentum of the Holy Spirit stirring the nest. I am making you uncomfortable in your comfort zone because you have outgrown it. But here is the secret. The moment you decide to move forward, you will see the giants. In the Bible, when the Israelites were on the border of the promised land, they saw the Anakites giants, who made them feel like grasshoppers. You are standing at your own border right now, and you see the giants. The giant of I am too old. The giant of I don't have the degree. The giant of my past is too broken. The giant of I have no capital. Hear me. The presence of the giant is not a sign to turn back. It is the confirmation that you have arrived at the promise. The enemy does not guard empty wastelands. He puts his biggest soldiers in front of the biggest treasures. If you are facing a massive mental block or a huge impossible obstacle, rejoice. It means the gold is right behind it. The resistance you feel is the wind against the windshield of a car moving at high speed. If you were parked, you would feel no wind. The pressure confirms your progress. You are waiting for the fear to go away before you act. You are waiting to feel ready. My child, if you wait until you feel ready, you will be waiting until you are in the grave. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the judgment that something else is more important than fear. You must learn to walk with unfinished faith. This means moving when you only have 50% of the information. It means starting the business when you don't know where the second client will come from. It means forgiving the person before you feel the emotion of forgiveness. I do not give you the blueprint for the next 10 years because you could not handle the weight of it. I give you the lamp for your feet, just enough light for the next step. You want the floodlight? I give you the flashlight. Why? Because the flashlight requires you to stay close to me. It requires you to hold my hand in the dark. If I showed you the whole path, you would run ahead without me. Step out into the unknown. The ground will appear beneath your feet as you walk not before. I am calling for the spirit of Caleb to rise up in you today. In Numbers 13-30, while everyone else was crying about the giants and the fortified cities, Caleb silenced the people and said, "We should go up and take possession of the land, for we can certainly do it." He did not deny the giants existed. He simply knew that I was bigger than the giants. Stop magnifying the obstacle and start magnifying me. Stop talking to me about how big your storm is and start talking to your storm about how big I am. This is your sign. The urge to build, to create, to speak to, forgive, to go, it is surging in you right now. Do not suppress it. Do not analyze it to death. Do not let the paralysis of analysis keep you in the wilderness for another 40 years. The door is unlocked, but you must turn the handle. The momentum is here. Push. Push past the fear. Push past the logic. Push past the opinion of others. On the other side of this push is the breakthrough you have been crying for. The miracle is in the motion. My child, there is a specific question that has become a cage for your mind. It is a simple 3-letter word that keeps you awake at night, spinning in circles of anxiety. That word is how. You look at your reality and you ask, how will I pay this debt? How will I ever meet the right person? How will I recover from this diagnosis? How can I possibly succeed when I have nothing? You have turned your mind into a calculator, constantly crunching numbers that do not add up, trying to engineer your own salvation. You are trying to connect dots that are too far apart for your human hands to reach. The more you obsess over the how, or the more the walls of the cage close in on you. The how is the trap of the logical mind. It demands a roadmap when I have called you to walk by faith. It demands a guarantee when I have called you to trust. You are exhausting yourself trying to figure out the mechanics of a miracle. But you must understand this fundamental spiritual law. The how is not your business. The how is my department. Your responsibility is not the logistics of the breakthrough. Your responsibility is to remain connected to the source of the breakthrough. You are acting like a passenger in a car who is frantically trying to grab the steering wheel from the driver because you do not recognize the road. You are screaming, "How are we going to get there? I don't see the highway, but I am the driver. I know the shortcuts you do not see. I know the bridges that haven't been built yet. I can make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." When you try to figure it all out, you are essentially saying that your limited human logic is superior to my infinite wisdom. You are trying to fit the ocean into a cup, and you are frustrated that it is spilling over. I am asking you to take your hands off the steering wheel right now. This is the hardest thing for your flesh to do, but it is the only thing that will bring you peace. Release the need to know the method. Release the need to understand the timing. Shift your focus from the how to the who. When you know who is walking with you, the how becomes irrelevant. I am Jehovah Jireh, your provider. I am Jehovah Rapha, your healer. I am the God who parts the Red Sea. I have resources you know nothing about. I have ravens to feed you, fish to pay your taxes, and hidden manna to sustain you. Stop looking at the mountain and calculating how many shovels you need to move it. Look at me. Say to me, "Lord, I do not know how you will do it, but I know you are the God who does the impossible." This is the ultimate surrender. It is not giving up. It is giving over. It is admitting that your limited logic cannot solve an infinite problem. When you stop trying to be the general of the army and accept your place as the child of the king, the pressure lifts. The how will kill your faith. The who will resurrect it. Rest in the who and watch the how unfold in ways you never could have imagined. My child, we have spoken of the past, and we have spoken of the principles that govern my kingdom. But now I want to speak to your immediate future. I am a God of order, and I am a God of appointed times. I do not want you to leave this moment and return to a vague sense of waiting. I want to give you a specific horizon to look towards. I am opening a 7-day prophetic window over your life, starting from this very moment. Why 7 days? In my word, 7 is the number of completion and perfection. In 7 days, I created the foundations of the world. In 7 days, the walls of Jericho fell flat after the Israelites marched around them in faith. I am decreeing that for the next 7 days, the spiritual atmosphere around you will be heightened. The fog of confusion that has plagued you for months is about to lift. I am synchronizing your timeline with heaven's timeline. Here is what you must expect. Within the next 168 hours, one of the 5 signs I have revealed to you today will manifest in your life with undeniable clarity. You will not have to hunt for it. You will not have to squint your eyes and guess. It will stand before you like a blazing fire. It might come as a sudden firm no to a request you have made that is the sign of protection. It might come as a sudden delay in a plan you were rushing that is the sign of interruption. Or it might come as a sudden, overwhelming urge to start something new, accompanied by a peace that makes no sense that is the sign of momentum. During this window, I need you to live with radical expectation. Do not wake up tomorrow and drag your feet into the day expecting the same old routine. Wake up and say, Lord, I am watching. Show me the sign. When the phone rings, be alert. When the email comes, look deeper. When a conversation shifts unexpectedly, listen with your spirit. I am going to speak to you in your language in a way that is personal and intimate to you. Do not dismiss the small things this week. A chance encounter at the grocery store might be the key. A seemingly random thought that drops into your mind while you are showering might be the solution you have prayed for. I am turning up the volume of my voice, but you must be the receiver. If you walk through these next 7 days distracted by worry or buried in your phone, you will miss the visitation. Keep your head up. The answer is not coming next year. It is circling your house right now, looking for a place to land. Prepare the landing strip of your faith. The wait is over. The revelation is here. My child, there is one final danger I must warn you about before I release you into this new season. It is the trap of passivity. Many of my children pray for signs, they beg for answers, and when I send the sign, they do absolutely nothing. They stand there staring at the open door, waiting for me to push them through it. They stare at the giant, waiting for me to slay it, while their sword stays in its sheath. It doesn't start with me dragging you into destiny, my child. It starts with you choosing to obey. Hear me clearly, I am a God of partnership, not a God of puppetry. I will open the Red Sea, but you must walk through the dry ground. I will bring down the walls of Jericho, but you must march around them. You have been waiting for a miracle that falls into your lap, but many miracles are caught by hands that are moving. If you recognize the sign of momentum, I spoke of that holy restlessness that urged to build, and you sit still and do nothing, you will miss the moment I prepared for you. If you recognize the sign of protection, the closed door, and you keep standing there knocking, you are choosing delay instead of discernment. The sign is not the destination. The sign is the signal to move. A green light at an intersection does not drive the car. It simply tells the driver it is time to press forward. You are the driver, my child. Press the gas. I gave a promise to Joshua that I am giving to you today. Every place that the sole of your foot will tread upon, I have given to you. Notice the condition. I have given it, but you must tread upon it. The ownership is established in heaven, but the possession is established on earth through your obedience. If your foot does not tread, your hand does not possess. You can have a deed to a house, but if you never walk through the front door, you will live on the street. Do not let your destiny remain only a word spoken in heaven. Pull it down to earth with your obedience. So this is my final command to you for this season. Go and possess. When the sign appears, do not hesitate. Do not call 10 people to borrow their courage. Do not wait for a perfect feeling. Act. If the sign tells you to speak, open your mouth. If the sign tells you to leave, pack what you need and obey. If the sign tells you to give, release the seed. The moment of hesitation is where the enemy tries to steal what I planted. Be bold. Be decisive. The land is yours, the victory is yours, but you must rise up and take it. The time for watching is over. The time for walking has begun. My child, information without activation is merely entertainment. You have heard the truth, you have received the warnings, and you have been given the compass. But now we must shift the atmosphere. We must move from listening to decreeing. The spiritual realm responds to the sound of authority. It is time for you to open your mouth and speak these words into the atmosphere of your home, your car, or wherever you are standing. Do not just think them. Whisper them or speak them aloud. Let your own ears hear your own voice aligning with mine. Repeat this after me. Say, Heavenly Father, I come before you today with an open heart. I repent for the times I have ignored your red flags. I repent for the times I tried to force open doors you had shut. Forgive me for trusting my own timeline more than your perfect plan. Today I surrender my need for control. I surrender my anxiety about the future. I thank you for the closed doors that protected me. I thank you for the delays that prepared me. I choose to believe that my rejection was actually your direction. Continue to declare, Lord, I activate my spiritual vision right now. Let the scales fall from my eyes. I receive the divine compass of discernment. I will no longer call good evil, and I will no longer call evil good. I command every spirit of confusion to leave my mind immediately. I bind the voice of the enemy that whispers, "It is too late." And I loose the voice of the Holy Spirit that says, "All things are new." I claim the 7-day prophetic window over my life. I am watching, I am ready, and I am expectant. Finally, seal it with this decree. I am not a victim of my circumstances. I am a victor in your kingdom. I rebuke the spirit of fear that has paralyzed me. I rebuke the spirit of passivity that has kept me stuck. Today I step into the momentum of heaven. When you show me the sign, I will move. When you speak, I will obey. I declare that my best days are not behind me. They are standing right in front of me. I receive my healing, I receive my provision, and I receive my purpose. In the mighty name of Jesus, amen. My beloved, our time together in this specific message is drawing to a close. But your journey is only just beginning. Do not make the mistake of thinking that once you see the sign, the test is over. These 5 signs I have revealed to you today are merely the introduction to a deeper work I am doing in your soul. You have learned to read the signs, but soon you must learn to read the hearts of men. You have learned to see the closed doors, but soon you must learn to build your own. This revelation is not a period at the end of a sentence. It is a comma. I must tell you this so you are prepared. The signs we discussed today are leading you toward a specific encounter. In the near future, perhaps even before this month ends, I'm going to send a messenger across your path. This messenger will not look like an angel with wings, nor will they likely look like a wealthy benefactor. They may come in the form of a stranger asking for help, a child with a profound question, or even someone who irritates your flesh. But carry this secret in your heart. Inside that encounter will be the key to the next level of your destiny. If you are still asleep, you will brush them aside. But if your eyes are open, you will recognize the divine appointment. I have so much more to tell you about this messenger and the season of building that follows the season of signs. But you cannot bear it all right now. You must first master what I have given you today. Digest this truth. Walk in this 7-day prophetic window. Prove to me that you can handle the signs, and I will trust you with the secrets. The enemy wants you to disconnect right now, to go back to the noise of the world and forget everything you just felt. He wants to steal the seed before it hits the soil. Do not let him win. Stay close to my voice. Stay close to this channel of truth. Subscribe now so you do not miss part 2 of this revelation, where I will uncover the identity of the messenger and the blueprint for what you must build next. Click the subscribe button, not just as a digital action, but as a spiritual anchor saying, Lord, I am not going anywhere. I want the rest of the story. Like this message to seal it in the archives of heaven and share it with 3 people who need their eyes opened. I love you with an everlasting love. I am watching over you. I am working on your behalf. Now go and watch for the signs. Seal this prophecy now and forever. Type I see the signs to activate your spiritual vision and lock this blessing into your life.